Glad to report optimism tonight from firefighters as they start to get some containment on fires burning along the Front Range. They're now focusing their efforts on the Quarry fire in Jefferson County and the Alexander Mountain fire in Larimer County. Good evening. I'm Alexandra Lewis.
And I'm Kyle Clark. Investigators now believe the Quarry fire was started by someone, potentially on purpose. So they're bringing in an arson canine to look for the cause. That fire grew just a bit to 480 acres today. It burned into open space away from homes. Firefighters increased their containment to 10%, and the fire line on Deer Creek Canyon Road is holding. Firefighters also got help today from the winds.
Fortunately, today, when those wind gusts were happening, they were blowing it back on itself, which is a huge advantage for us, and it doesn't make it worse. But we have people watching this 24 hours a day, so if there's movement in any sort of direction, if the fire is not acting like we think it should be acting, or it's acting erratically, then obviously we're going to get resources into that area immediately.
Despite the gains, the sheriff's office is not yet ready to lift evacuations.
9 News reporter Rhea Jha is in Jefferson County tonight. While a lot of folks got out of Dodge, Rhea, you spoke with a man who's waiting this fire out at home.
Yeah, he lives in the White Deer Valley neighborhood, and he said he left for a very specific reason. And now if he leaves, he doesn't know when officials are going to let him back home.
I think in the beginning it was like evacuate.
Jamal Haddad lives in the Quarry fire's mandatory evacuation zone.
We couldn't find our cat. That's what drove me back here, is our cat. We couldn't find the cat in the house.
It was 1 a.m. when sheriff's deputies let Jamal go back for Elizabeth, the family's cat.
But I didn't find the cat. And so I said, you know what? I'm just not gonna go. The rest of the night was just pretty scary.
It was a sleepless night for Jamal, with flames growing just a quarter mile from his house.
I had my alarm in my phone set every 30 minutes. And so if I nodded, I woke up, walked outside, looked at the fire. Every 30 minutes I was watching because I wanted to make sure.
The next morning, Jamal woke up to find Elizabeth in the living room and no flames outside his window. This week, he's had a front row seat to the fire's mitigation effort.
Just sit outside and watch the planes drop the water and all of the stuff. It was like an orchestra. If the fire's there and it really comes down and starts to really hit homes, I'm leaving. I'm not going to jeopardize my life. The house can be rebuilt.
Jeffco officials said they aren't lifting evacs anytime soon. And while Jamal is just fine at home, his family isn't.
I can get out. The problem is I can't come back in, and neither can my family. And that's really been the hardest thing for me.
Jamal said he's become the neighborhood housekeeper of sorts, watering plants and unplugging plugs for those people who can't get back home. And actually, an hour ago, he texted me that him and a few other neighbors that decided to stay are having a little dinner party. So they are making the best of the situation as he does wait for his family to get back home. Reporting live in Jeffco, Rhea Jha, 9 News.
In northern Colorado, the Alexander Mountain fire has now burned about 30 buildings. Officials in Larimer County say all of the lost and damaged structures are in the same area. That's the Cedar Park area north of Drake. The sheriff's office was hoping to notify all of the people impacted tonight. Earlier today, some families learned they could return home after firefighters lifted some of the mandatory evacuation orders.
So thankful. You feel sorry for the people that have nothing to come home to.
Tonight, the fire has burned nearly 9,400 acres. It's just about 5% contained.
Some evacuations have also been lifted near the Stone Canyon fire burning in Boulder County. So far, it's gone through more than 1,500 acres, about 2.5 square miles. The fire destroyed 5 homes and killed 1 person. Their remains were found inside a home there. 2 firefighters were also hurt. This morning, we got a look inside the evacuation zone, some of the burned ground there. As of tonight, containment on that fire is up to 53%.
Also in Boulder County, the Lakeshore fire is now 100% contained. Unfortunately, the fire did destroy 1 home. Fire officials say the fire was human-caused, but they're considering it accidental. Tonight, no other information has been released. For more on the wildfires burning on the Front Range, just text wildfire to 303-871-1491. We will send you back a link to the latest information coming into our newsroom. Now tonight, fire crews on the western slope are trying to control a fire just north of Nucla that's about an hour from the Utah border. The Bucktail fire started just before noon yesterday and it quickly grew to more than 2,000 acres. It is still burning tonight and fire crews tell us they have no containment just yet. People who live nearby say they're on high alert and they're ready to evacuate on a moment's notice.
It's a humbling experience when you start thinking about the possibility of losing your home or the things you've worked your entire life for. So I think just a big shout out to those hometown heroes. Those guys truly are saving homes and saving lives.
Officials say people out west will most likely see the smoke for the next several days. Their priority right now is firefighter safety.
Denver reached 99 degrees again today. It is our 10th day in the 90s. Please, Lauren. Please, good news. Please cool off. Something.
At some point, yes,
Oh,
we will
I don't like
cool
the
off.
sounds of that at some point.
I'll at least say it is in the 7-day forecast.
We can see it
We can
on the
see it.
horizon.
We can see it from our
To
house.
the 7-day, though, not this weekend. We do still have some hot weather ahead, and as we make our way there, we're going to watch for some of those storms we've been expecting across the eastern plains. As we knew, those storms are going to start north of Fort Collins, south of Denver, push their way eastward, and then combine and become stronger as they move eastward across the plains. That's exactly what's happening. So we can see a long line of storms right now from Julesburg through Holyoke, making their way toward Ray, and then it kind of dips a little bit. We're seeing some storms just north of Flagler and Lyman, and then we have a severe thunderstorm warning in place just south of Agate. This area is going to be under a severe thunderstorm warning until around 9:15. What we're looking for here is going to be areas of heavy downpours. We're also looking for some good size hail, small to moderate there, gusty winds between 30 to 40 miles per hour, and then a couple of strikes of lightning and thunder. As we move our way closer to the Front Range, Denver did get a couple of pop-up showers pushing through again as expected. And then those 3 wildfires that we still have burning, these areas have mostly missed any good rain. But the good news is the winds that were out there today really haven't been too hazardous across those fires. So coming up in my 7-day forecast, we're going to talk a bit more about those remaining wildfires. We're going to talk about those storms across the plains tonight and the hot weekend we have ahead. Plus, when we will finally get out of the 90s, I'll have all of that for you just ahead.
The Boulder County Sheriff's Office is asking for help finding who started the Panorama Point fire. The Sheriff's Office released this eyewitness video today showing, well, a group of people setting off fireworks near Panorama Point. This is about 9:45 Wednesday night. You can see the flames start rather quickly. At the time, Boulder County was under stage 1 fire restrictions, which means no fireworks, among other things. Investigators are interested in speaking with anyone who knows these people or what happened. Now, investigators are also interested in speaking with a person of interest. Alan Kushaba is from New Jersey, but also has ties to Florida. The Sheriff's Office believes this 26-year-old may have some information about what happened. So if you know him, they want to hear from you too.
A former professor at Regis University was officially charged today with the murder of his wife. According to court records, Nicholas Mickelbust claims that he found his wife unconscious and their infant daughter not breathing on Monday. Today, the Denver coroner said that Mickelbust's wife died of blunt force injuries. Police wrote that Mickelbust had injuries consistent with getting into a physical fight. Baby's death is still under investigation. Regis University announced today that Mickelbust is no longer working there.
Today, a judge ruled the man accused of a deadly dorm shooting last year is competent to stand trial. This decision came down during Nicholas Jordan's competency hearing this morning. He's accused of shooting his roommate and roommate's friend back in February. He killed them both. In April, Jordan was deemed incompetent to stand trial by a state psychologist. Prosecutors then asked for a second competency hearing. Jordan is set for a preliminary hearing on September 5th.
Tomorrow, one of the biggest hospitals in the Denver area is going to move to a new location. Intermountain Health Lutheran Medical Center in Wheat Ridge is moving about 3 miles away. Their new hospital will be off I-70 and 40th. Caregivers plan to move about 180 patients from the old hospital to the new one. The hospital is working with some local EMS agencies to move all those patients.
We have about 20 ambulances that will be lined up, and basically will be every 8 to 10 minutes or so, we'll be transferring a patient through. We have designed tracks for that. We have a sequence done for the patients, so we know who's going first, who needs to be bumped to the bottom of the sequence because maybe they're unstable or maybe they're not sure about discharge yet.
The trucks will move over the other things that they had to keep at that old hospital until the last minute, like MRI machines and all the patient beds. All this is expected to take about 8 hours.